Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you very much for encouraging me for this book reading series. We have done with 53 books, and now today it will be 54th book in this series. And if I may pick today, one of my very favorites, especially when I was going through my health challenge. I think most of us are aware that last year during this time I underwent open heart surgery. So when I was back from hospital, I was home. I used to listen to my spiritual gurus like Jiddu Krishnamurti, Osho, and my wife introduced me to Anita Moorjani. 2006. She had ND, near-death experience, and she had left with just a couple of hours as per the doctors. She was battling with cancer for 4 years, but when she regained consciousness, she told her near and dear one that she had near-death experience, and it was a very different kind of journey for her. And she has been then traveling all over the world. She has been consistently speaking through various channels like YouTube's and her own channel on Facebook and anitamoorjani.com. I have been listening a lot to Anita Moorjani, and whenever I listen to Anita Moorjani, I get recharged. I feel tremendously well-being. It is not just feeling good, but I get actually healed, by her talks, because her insights, are very divine, very different. They carry a lot of energy, lot of charge. If I may pick today, Anita Moorjani's, yes, sensitive is the new strong. Sensitive is the new strong. For me, Anita Moorjani is an epitome of rising like a phoenix, because everyone goes through certain suffering and certain pain, certain trauma, and we think now there is no ray of hope, there is no light the other side of the tunnel. But I think that's the time, if we continue to have faith in the supreme, or whatever you call it, many times we feel that we have been taken care by the angels around, maybe our ancestors, the great guides, the gurus, isn't it? From different plane, isn't it? It happened. Sometimes we think something all of a sudden, and then we realize how could we think? Maybe it sounds like someone has parked that thought, that idea in our head. Those invisible forces, those invisible beings, those higher beings, and we are taken care. So Anita, in this book, and otherwise also because I'm connected with Anita Moorjani on social media, I have been connected with Rose Brooks. Rose Brooks is very close to Anita Moorjani. I have been connected with Rose Brooks for the last several years, and she also shares Anita Moorjani's insights and her own insights. They are very healing, very holistic. It really helped me a lot. Most of us, invariably, who get into spiritual dimension, we tend to become more empathetic, and we become empaths. So what is the brighter side of being an empath, and what is the flip side? Sometimes we drain a lot, we have to face a lot of confrontation, and we actually get attacked by different forces, isn't it? So nevertheless, I don't want to get into that, but yes, Anita Moorjani has very well explained. If I may go through the contents of this book. Part 1, the world of an empath. Chapter 1, are you an empath? Empath, blessing or curse? So she very subtly, very compassionately shares her anecdotes, and those anecdotes are actually very energizing, very rejuvenating. And then part 2 deals with your relationship with yourself, and in this there are various chapters. For example, how to live life more optimally as an empath. Then turning up the dial on your ego. Whether ego, what is good if ego is constructive and positive. Being spiritual means being yourself when the body rebels. And part 3, dying to be you, opening to abundance without guilt, saying yes to saying no, breaking through gender norms, living fearlessly, isn't it? So I don't want to get into details of this book, as you know, but yes, definitely definitely if you question yourself that if you are an empath, if you are genuinely an empath, who can feel pain of others, and I keep saying one of my insights that if you remain compassionate towards all at all times, there you are home. I mean, when it comes to spiritual illumination or glimpsing of that illumination. Yeah. So there are certain yardsticks as per Anita Moorjani, and she says, there are altogether 34 pointers she has mentioned about, if you understand other people better than they understand themselves. Sometimes people, they don't understand themselves, right? You are gentle on people and on the planet. You try to heal them. Yeah. And in the very introduction, Anita is talking about certain very powerful statements. Yeah. Have you ever seen a child fall down and skin her knee and felt it in your own body? Right? That's an empathy. Have you ever been with a friend who's feeling anxious or distressed and felt the same discomfort? Have you felt the same discomfort? Do you feel drain around certain people? Do you feel? Yeah, I do. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. And anxious in a crowd. Sense when someone's not telling you the truth. If your answer to this question is yes, then believe me, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are an empath. In the chapter How to Live Life More Optimally as an Empath, Anita is talking about how to protect your aura. How to protect your aura. Definitely when it comes to your body, you need to get rid of all kinds of toxins, drink water, eat healthy food and all those things. There are certain mantras and there are certain techniques which I don't want to elaborate over here. How to smudge your aura with something, how to use certain spells. I use certain spells so that I can protect myself from the negative force. Yeah, as much as possible. Though I embrace the negative force equally like positive force, but sometimes we get too much drained. So how to plug those things, and how to we should avoid leaking our emotional energy. So empaths not only sense other people's emotions, they also absorb them. So be careful about that. But Anita Moorjani argues that it's possible to turn this onslaught of emotional burden into a powerful tool. Yeah. In a time when sensitivity, kindness and compassion are sorely undervalued, Anita helps empaths navigate obstacles, identify what makes them unique, and claim their true powers as leaders. Filled with eye-opening personal anecdotes, insights from other empaths, meditation and self-affirming mantras, Anita's book is a transformative guide for the sensitive soul, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you, Anita Moorjani, for being there. I love you. You saved my life. You keep healing me. Thank you very much. Yeah, I have been also raised with this literature, by this upbringing, by this thought process, whatever you call it. Often Amitabh Bachchan used to say, "Lambi race ka ghoda," used to quote in his movies. Yeah, लंबी रेस का घोड़ा वो होता है जो पहले बहुत ही धीरे धीरे दौड़ता है, लेकिन जब वो दौड़ने लग जाता है तो फिर वो बहुत आगे निकल जाता है. So it is not actually speaking, that race or that dौड़ is not between you and others. It's basically being you and yourself. That how soon you are able to let go your egoic identity and then you emerge out, you see, holistic person. Yeah. So I infer this learning from Wild Horse, that for me freedom is being that you realize that you are the love, you are the very love, and all the Masihas are mentioned that love is God, God is love, isn't it? And I listen to Anita Moorjani, I get infused, so all my dissonance gets dissolved and I start resonating with positive energy. So one great thing which I really loved in Anita's talks after my open heart surgery was, many times I used to feel some kind of fear. So having fear actually further deteriorates your. But even this thought to not have fear is very fearful, very frightening. But then Anita used to say that you are far more than all these emotions. Fear, be it courage. You need to have this clarity, this conviction that you are a great soul. You are a happy soul. At the end, you care for others. You are very genuine. You are very authentic. And having that clarity that you are a nice soul, you are a nice person, you are a loving person, that gives certain kind of confidence in you. So the fear comes and goes. You embrace the fear. That's okay. No problem. Don't even think much about it. If it comes, salute it. That's fine. No problem. Yeah, because everything is transient. Everything is temporary. That's a thought, a fear. So, like to quote Jiddu Krishnamurti, he says, we are just images, isn't it? We are just images. So, and I am something, the moment when I realize that, I'm aware of all those images. So I can be free from those images, and then I can be like that wild horse, that which resembles for me that wildness, that freedom, because everybody would like to rejuvenate, would like to have that bliss of being free, absolutely free, isn't it? So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let's go evolve with Anita Moorjani's sensitive is the new strong. Sensitive is the new strong. Yeah.